What does it really mean to be a CEO? Is it the title or is it the value you provide for a lasting impact? Let's find out. Hello, and welcome to another show of the Drop In CEO podcast. I'm Deb Coviello, your host. And as always, I am so grateful you've joined us where week after week, I share some of the best insights I can with you to have you navigate your challenges and opportunities with confidence. And this week, I just want to share a little bit about what's happened in Deb's life. It was interesting, really, really interesting. Outside of doing the drop in CEO work, outside of being a curler, I love to cook. I love to nurture. And this weekend was no different. I had tried making 100-year-old butter cake recipe, or that's what they claimed on the internet. And every Saturday, while we are rebuilding, we are expanding our curling club, I had an epic fail. The cake turned out visibly horrible. I had baked the cake, and as I'm taking it out of the pans, they're starting to fall apart. I'm saying, oh my goodness, did I not grease them? And as I'm taking them out very carefully, they continue to fall apart. I'm saying to myself, what did I do? Did I forget to put the eggs in? Did I not grease the pan enough? I don't know. And then I said, well, one last try. Let's get the frosting to keep this thing together. So as I'm putting gobs and gobs of frosting all over this butter cake, the cake keeps falling apart. And I was got so frustrated. So if you looked at my article on LinkedIn, I took two spatulas and a serving knife and stabbed the darn thing. And with that, I ran out to Dunkin' Donuts to get the treats that we needed for the club. And the reason why I'm telling this to you, and I'll tell you, I never ever got to the root cause, but I'm okay with that. I'll try another recipe or maybe just go back to box recipes. The fact is, I took a risk. I learned something new, and in the end, everybody was fed. I achieved the outcome. So I stopped being so hard, and you should be too. Can't be so serious about life. You shouldn't be too hard on yourself. Think about the greater outcome of what we're trying to do, and at the end, have a laugh and realize that I know for my situation, I still build community, even though it was Dunkin' Donuts. So, thank you for bearing with me with that little aside. I like to share these tidbits with you because I always think these life lessons may be helpful to you. But where I want to go is, and I'm talking to my C suite leaders out there, my to be CEOs, my CEOs that are already out there, because I care so much about you. You're the ones that I love to work with. But here's what I want to say to you: you are not your job title. You are not your job title. And I do this, I share this with you because I just want to kind of reframe your identity that being a CEO or a C suite leader or COO, CTO, I don't care which ABCO you are. The point is that you are here to provide value regardless of the title. The title is just something that society puts on you. But think about what it is that you do, your true gifts, your true capability, and being able to fulfill that role. And the reason why I say this is that so many of you, I'm trying to get your attention, so many of you shy away from a CEO title or a C suite leader. Oh my God, so many of you out there say, I can't do it. It's too scary. I don't have the skills. On and on and on. You got to stop this. I'm serious. You got to stop this about being so fearful of the title. Because what I'll tell you is once in your role, um, it just you kind of figure it out. But I'll still address it why it's still scary to some of you. Because once you're in the role, if you are fortunate to be have recognized for your value, you also still feel like it's a lonely place. But I will tell you, in a past life, you figured it out. You were able to collaborate with others and figure out what it is. The point I want to make is who are you as a person? What are your gifts? What is the value have you in the past brought to organizations and achieved an outcome? That's what CEOs do all the time. But again, don't be scared of the title. I just want you to be not so worried about the title and focus on who you are and how you behave. And I'll take you away a little bit from this, but sometimes let's just think about society. Someone can have the title of mother or father, but not elevate the next generation. Or think about somebody in your community who volunteers. They're just a volunteer, but are they a silent leader that sets the direction for the organization? Or think about somebody, maybe somebody that's younger than you, and they say the darndest things and inspire you. And could it be mentorship is not based on age, but instead on wisdom, regardless of where it lies? So, again, I want to pull you away from the title, but what I want you to focus it on is leadership, value, and wisdom you bring when you show up. Now, before I move on, I want to share with you something I'm so excited about, additional ways that I can provide value to you. Now, I have now on my website, dropinceo.com, audio minute mini courses. And if you go there, dropinceo.com/marketplace, you will find a curation of some of my best content combined with do it yourself guides to help you master new skills. Again, I just want to continue to provide you value far beyond these conversations that I'm having with you. But just know a small investment in yourself, just $35, a small investment in yourself. Aren't you worth it to be able to spend a little bit of time, consume some content, use these guides, master these new skills? It is a fraction of the cost of one on one coaching. And I ask you, aren't you worth it? Now, while you ponder that, let's go back to about the CEO title. And I just want you to shift the mindset again about why this matters. I want you to think right now, do you realize your value? And have you been able to rally troops towards a greater outcome? Mm, check the box. You've done that. And if yes, and I know all of you say yes out there because you are high achievers, high performers in my audience, then I want you to understand, do you have a mindset? Why do you have this mindset of sometimes I can't be a CEO? I'm hoping you can't answer that, because between you and the other people that are in those roles, they put their pants on, they put their dress on exactly the same way. The difference is that they have confidence in themselves to do the work, to own the role, and eventually own the title. And so I ask you, what's holding you back from owning the role? Because quite frankly, all of you, I know all of you have done it out there. Now, let me just share a quick story. And again, I care about this person so much. He was in my ecosystem for a number of years, and he has since moved on to bigger and better things. But he used to be a vice president of sales. He was a general manager. He was a senior vice president in an organization, and got to a crossroads. And we were talking. And I said to them, I said, do you realize what you do, what you stand for, your presence, your relationship building? You should be a CEO of a company. You've done all this stuff. You're thriving. But then they looked at themselves, no, 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 I can't do that. And I says, yes, you can, because I saw your gifts. I see your gifts. And he even says, my wife says I should be a CEO. But then something wonderful happened. He's now a CEO. And the funny thing is that somebody outside the organization recognized their gifts and bequeathed upon them the title and role of a CEO. And somehow they fell into it and they own it. So I ask you another question. I ask a lot of questions on this show. Why do we have to wait until someone else sees your value? Why not see it in yourself now? I know when I speak to you, and again, a lot of you who are listening, I wish I could name your names, but I won't protect the innocent. I know a lot of you, and I see your gifts, and you don't see them yourselves. And it's a curious thing. Why don't you see them now? You could always look in a mirror. You could always talk to somebody like the drop-in CEO, because I'll see them. I just see through it. This is one of my gifts, is to be able to see your value before you can see it yourself. And so I just want you to think about, do you already have the capability and capacity to act in these roles of significance? Can you impact a company? Are you ready to leave a legacy. If nothing else, that's probably the difference between what you've done before, being a high performer, leading organizations towards outcomes. But have you maybe left your legacy? Now, again, I'm just saying, don't worry about the title. But where you're at, if you are at a career transition or being presented with opportunities, are you holding yourself back? And if you are, that's a sad thing. I don't want you to hold yourself back. So, again, this person that I care about, we talked so many times. Ultimately, I think he listened to me, he listened to his wife, and he finally listened to somebody outside. But I suggest that you start thinking about yourself. Are you able to fulfill the role now? Again, get away from the title. Do you have everything that you need to be able to fulfill it now? Now, I'm just going to share it with you again. These podcasts are meant to get inside your mind a little bit and get you to think differently away from the societal narratives. And I want to be able to provide you such value. Now, I just shared with you briefly that I have these audio mini courses on my website at dropinceo.com/marketplace. But as I look through the current inventory that I have there, I'll give you three. Think about them because you have the capability and capacity to be at that C suite leader level, but maybe not yet the confidence. I share with you, I guarantee you're going to get something out of it. How about the career transition kit? Or maybe the mentorship and legacy kit? And finally, another one I think might be very good for you is the decision clarity kit. Now, that's only three out of the six that I have, and more are coming. But again, a small investment in yourself. I mean, who is going to invest in you other than yourself? But a small investment of $35 for one of these audio mini courses. Or again, if you buy a few more because you really care about your development, there are discounts for you as well. So again, think about making an investment yourself. It's a fraction of the cost of one-on-one coaching. So let's come back to how are you going to put this in action? Move yourself to being a CEO in mindset, not necessarily in title. So here's a quick exercise. And as always, I tell you, put it on a piece of paper, get up in front of a whiteboard. Come on, stretch a little bit. Stretching is good for you. And I want you to write these things down. What is your vision? Again, think of the scenario, think of the business that you're in, think about your future. What is your vision? Write it down. And then next, before we go into the strategic and tactical stuff, what are your core values? What are your non-negotiables when it comes to who you are as a person, your integrity, or what do you expect in the people in your care? So again, first vision and then core values. And then, as you think about fresh line in the sand, you're now going to go into this situation. Just write down what would be your 30, your 60, and 90-day plan. Again, first 30 days could be you're on a listening tour, you're connecting with everybody, getting an understanding of the landscape, even though you think you've been at this rodeo before. Take time that you need. 30 days, 60 days, perhaps 60 days. You're starting to come up with ideas on what you think needs to be done. Start shopping around some of those ideas. Don't put them out in a PowerPoint just yet. Just shop them around. Maybe you'll find the people in your ecosystem will enrich them in the 90 days. What are those strategic things that you think that you can help the organization achieve and lead the charge? So write down then after your 30, 60, 90-day plan, what are the strategic pillars that you need to work on that will move the needle, move you towards what the outcome you're hoping to achieve? And then, additionally, in this 30, 60, 90-day plan, you should probably be identifying your key stakeholders. Who are those stakeholders that you need to connect with to, one, be able to build relationships, to build allies, and even find out who are the naysayers and the troublemakers. They become your best ally or maybe your best tool in your toolkit. Key stakeholders, write it down. And then this is where we get into the tactical work. Write down those enabling tactical work streams, whether it's building up your resources, building up your infrastructure, new markets, etc. What are those tactical work streams? Again, a lot of you guys and gals jump to the tactical work. You need to go back to the earlier ones before you go to the tactical work streams. And then probably one of the first things we should do is looking at your resources and how do you elevate the people or elevate the skills of the organization. And don't forget, put at the end here a time for feedback and reflection, maybe after your 30, 60, and 90 days, because sometimes people get so caught up in the plan that they just go full in, but they never do a retrospective or reflection. So, quickly recap, this is what you can do now: set a vision, identify your core values. What does a 30, 60, 90-day plan look for you? Start evolving what you think the strategic pillars are. Who are your stakeholders? Enabling tactical work streams, resource and people management, elevating people's skills, and finally, feedback and reflection. Do you realize what you have just done? Anybody? Anybody? You have now defined what a CEO does, and wherever you're in the organization, you now have the ability to define your value proposition. Easy peasy. See, I tricked you. You already are a CEO in mindset because each one of these things I outlined to you were easy. And remember, I'm here for you to be a direct resource to advise you on which approach you might want to consider in moving and navigating towards that position of higher impact. To be able to elevate organizations, shine a light on its gifts, elevate the people, and ultimately leaving your legacy. That's what CEOs do. But aside from the title, you have the capability to do that anywhere you are in your business, regardless if you're at that C suite leader. Now, I just gave you the tools to be able to start setting you apart. Now, I would love to be your ideation partner. Yes, that's it. Your thinking partner. Why don't you book a 30-minute call with me? Come on, it doesn't cost anything. I want to give you this value to you because I care about all of you out there. But just know, also, if you don't have the time just to meet up with me, you can make an investment now. I just shared with you a couple kits that are there. My audio mini courses are there for you to help you navigate and build your skills for a small investment of $35. And again, there's discounts if you get more than one. Just think about it. Invest in yourself because you're the only one that's going to invest in yourself. If you're lucky, others will invest in you as well. But aren't you worth it? And then I give you do it yourself tools. I provide a guide with each and every one of these courses. If you need a little bit more help, I am here to offer you one on one coaching to be able to help you navigate your challenges with confidence. Now, I'm just going to share with you. You know, I'm the drop in CEO. You know, I do drop into some of your businesses and help some of the business challenges that you have. But I actually find it really starts with you because I care about you so much to be able to help you see yourself and your gifts that you are already acting in the capacity of a CEO. You are. Because I gave you some do it yourself stuff. You're all capable of doing this, but I care about you and I want you to be able to shift your mindset to know you can do it. And the difference between where you're at now and where you're going, it's about leaving your legacy. But don't forget, go visit my website, dropinceo.com/marketplace. Audio mini courses are there for you now, and we're going to be adding more in the coming months. And so, I'm grateful you have joined me on another episode of the podcast. I hope I have provided you amazing value, made you think differently, and just know I care about you. I am Deb Coviello, the Drop-In CEO, and I want to wish you well and much success and see you in the next episode.